I've always kind of believed that when you come into this world with big dharma, and I obviously have, then what accompanies that is big challenges, big obstacles, big difficulties. Many of you know I spent the first 9 years of my life in a series of foster homes and orphanages. I don't look back on that as anything other than a great opportunity for me to learn self-reliance as a young boy, and then consequently teach people about self-reliance, which is what I've been doing for 35 years or so, with 30-some books and programs of all sorts and so on. It isn't to say that those 9 years weren't filled with some heartaches and some sadnesses and missing your mommy and things like that. But my mom, who is almost 94 now, in a hospital tonight, having a pacemaker put in on Tuesday. At that age, that's a challenging thing as well. I've been through a lot of the kinds of struggles. I mean, we had nothing when I was younger. Everything I have is what I earned. I look upon that as a great advantage. But it was just the dharma that I chose, I guess. I've been through divorce twice. I know what that feels like. I know the heartache of breakups and have lived with them and struggled with them and have used it to help me to become a better person, a more compassionate, kinder person who listens more than he talks. I've been through the addiction route in my life and struggled with it on many different levels. From alcohol, which I can proudly say it's been 22 years since it's crossed into my body. Yeah, thank you. But the previous 22 years, I drank enough to make sure that these 22 years were covered. So, and not just alcohol, but drugs as well. I've been down that road and know what it feels like and know the struggle of it and the pain of it.
But Elizabeth Kubler-Ross said, if you shield the mountain from the windstorms, you'll never see the beauty of the carvings. So the storms of our life, if we try to shield ourselves from the storms of our lives, we don't get to see the beauty of the carvings of what those storms bring for us. And virtually every spiritual advance, not virtually, every spiritual advance that you make in your life, that I've made in my life, has been preceded by a fall of some kind or another. I always give the example of when I was in high school, I was on the track team, and I was the high jumper on the track team, among other things. And the bar would be up here, and we get back here, and you run up to this is a metaphor for what I'm speaking about, and you run up to the bar, and you run up and get down as low as you can, as fast as you can, and in the process of getting down low, it would allow you to propel yourself over the bar. So the low points of our life are the times when we should be in a state of gratitude, as hard as that is for us to do, but that's what an enlightened being does. Is they begin to see that, these low points in our life. Now, I've been through some low points in my life, very dramatic low points. When my wife and I separated 12 years ago, I mean, it was the closest thing that I could call it to a depression for months and months. And out of that depression and out of that deep hurt and sadness about breaking up our family, in a sense, because we're not really broken up, but I was able to write The Power of Intention, which is the next book after Erroneous Zones that just soared and just took off and sells in the millions all around the planet. And it came from a place of compassion. That it's when you are in those low points that you have a tendency to reach out to other people with more compassion and more love and more understanding because of what you're going through yourself. So that, I think, and this is true, I could give 1,000 examples of that, but the whole idea of it is that these low points, the struggles that we go through in our lives are really significant things, and look back at them and you can do an awful lot of growing from them.
So that when you bring higher energy to the presence of lower and slower energy, energy that we call evil, energy that we call disease, energy that we call depression, you are not only sending the disease and the depression and the despair away, you are converting that very energy into the higher and the faster energy that is being brought to its presence. The same thing is true of hatred. When you bring love to the presence of hatred, hatred not only dissolves, but it turns to love. All you have to do is light a candle, turn on a light, and the darkness dissolves. The darkness disappears. But more than that, and this is really crucial for what I'm presenting here this afternoon, the darkness is converted to light.
These parallel selves, these other I ams of you, are constantly reaching out, trying to communicate with you, to guide you towards your highest good, your greatest potential. They are you after all, and they want nothing more than to see you succeed, to see you manifest your deepest desires and live your most fulfilled life. But how, you might ask, can these parallel versions of you communicate across the boundaries of reality? How can they send you messages, guideposts, and signs to help you on your journey? The answer, my friends, lies in the very fabric of your daily existence, in the seemingly mundane occurrences that you might otherwise overlook. Let us delve deeper into these signs, these whispers from your parallel selves. The first sign you might notice is a sudden and inexplicable feeling of déjà vu. You find yourself in a situation that feels eerie, familiar, as if you've lived it before. This, my dear listeners, is not merely a trick of the mind or a glitch in your memory. It is a moment when the veil between realities thins and you are glimpsing a parallel version of yourself who has indeed experienced this very moment. In these instances of déjà vu, pause and reflect. What is this parallel self trying to tell you? Perhaps they are urging you to pay closer attention to this moment, to the people around you, or to the decisions you are about to make. They have lived this experience and know its significance. Trust in this feeling, for it is a sign that you are on the right path, that you are aligning with the infinite possibilities of your being. The second sign that your parallel self is reaching out to you comes in the form of synchronicities. These are those magical moments when the universe seems to align perfectly, when coincidences become too meaningful to ignore. You think of an old friend and suddenly they call you after years of silence. You need a specific piece of information, and it appears before you in a book that falls open to the exact page you need. These synchronicities are not mere chance, my friends. They are the result of your parallel selves working in concert with the universe to guide you towards your desires. They are showing you that the world is far more interconnected than you might believe, that your thoughts and intentions have power beyond the confines of your immediate reality. When you experience these synchronicities, acknowledge them with gratitude. Understand that they are signposts on your journey, placed there by versions of you who have already walked this path. They are telling you to keep going, to trust in the process, to have faith in the unfolding of your desires. The third sign from your parallel self manifests in your dreams. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so real, that upon waking you felt as if you had truly lived it? These are not mere fantasies conjured by your sleeping mind. They are glimpses into the lives of your parallel selves, windows into the realities they inhabit. In these dreams, pay close attention to the details, to the emotions you feel, to the choices you make. Your parallel self is showing you possibilities, alternatives, potential futures. They are giving you the gift experience without the need to physically live it. Use these dreams as a guide, as inspiration for the life wish to create in your current reality. Perhaps in your dream you see yourself confidently speaking before a large audience, sharing your wisdom and inspiring others. This is not just a fantasy, but a reality that one of your parallel selves is living. They are showing you your own potential, urging you to step into your power and share your voice with the world. The fourth sign comes in the form of sudden, unexplained emotions or mood shifts. You might find yourself overwhelmed with joy for no apparent reason, or struck by a wave of melancholy that seems to come from nowhere. These emotional surges are not random or meaningless. They are echoes of the experiences of your parallel selves, rippling across the boundaries of reality to touch your consciousness. When you feel these sudden emotions, do not dismiss them or try to suppress them. Instead, sit with them, explore them. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What experience from a parallel reality am I tapping into? These emotions are messages carrying wisdom and insights from other versions of you. If you feel a sudden surge of confidence, know that a parallel self has just achieved a great victory and is sharing the triumph with you. If you feel an inexplicable sense of loss, perhaps a parallel self is going through a challenging time and is seeking your strength and resilience. In acknowledging and embracing these emotions, you create a bridge between realities, allowing for a flow of energy and support in both directions. The fifth sign that your parallel self is communicating with you is through sudden flashes of inspiration or insight. These are those aha moments when a brilliant idea seems to come out of nowhere, or when you suddenly understand something that had previously eluded you. These bursts of clarity are gifts from your parallel selves sharing their knowledge and experiences with you. In these moments of inspiration, act quickly. Write down your ideas, make plans to implement them, share them with others. Your parallel self is offering you a shortcut, a way to bypass years of trial and error. They have already walked the path and are showing you the most direct route to your desires. Remember, my dear friends, that these flashes of inspiration are not random. They are carefully chosen messages selected by your parallel selves for their relevance to your current situation and your deepest desires. Trust in them, for they are guiding you towards your highest good. The sixth sign from your parallel self comes through your physical sensations. You might experience unexplained chills, a sudden warmth spreading through your body, or a tingling sensation in your hands or the crown of your head. These physical manifestations are your body's way of interpreting the energy flowing from your parallel selves. When you feel these sensations, take a moment to center yourself and tune in. What is your body trying to tell you? Perhaps the chills are a sign that you're on the right track, that you're aligning with your highest path. The warmth might be a message of love and support from a parallel self who has overcome a challenge you're currently facing. These physical signs are reminders of the deep connection between your body, mind, and spirit, and the vast network of parallel selves that exist beyond your current perception. They are calls to pay attention, to be present in your body, and to trust in the wisdom it holds. The seventh sign manifests in the form of recurring numbers or symbols. You might find yourself constantly seeing a particular number sequence, 11 on the clock, 333 on a license plate, 555 in a phone number, or perhaps a certain symbol keeps appearing in your life, a feather, a particular animal, or a specific shape. These recurring numbers and symbols are not mere coincidences. They are messages encoded by your parallel selves, using the universal language of symbolism to communicate with you. Each number, each symbol carries a specific vibration and meaning. Your parallel selves are using just to send you guidance, encouragement, and remind us of your infinite potential. When you notice these recurring patterns, take a moment to reflect on their meaning. What was on your mind when you saw them? What emotions were you feeling? The context in which these signs appear is often as important as the signs themselves. Your parallel selves are trying to draw your attention to something specific in your life, urging you to look deeper to see beyond the surface. The eighth sign comes through the people you encounter in your daily life. Have you ever met someone who seemed oddly familiar, even though you're sure you've never met them before? Or perhaps you've had a conversation with a stranger that left you feeling profoundly changed. These encounters are orchestrated by your parallel selves, using the interconnected web of human relationships to bring you exactly what you need. These people are messengers, carrying wisdom and insights from your parallel selves. They might offer you advice that resonates deeply, share a story that inspires you, or simply be a presence that reminds you of your own inner strength. Pay attention to these encounters, for they are far from random. Your parallel selves understand the power of human connection, of the exchanging of energies between individuals. They are using this power to guide you, to offer you perspectives and opportunities that you might not have access to in your current reality. Be open to these encounters, engage fully with these messengers, for they are playing a crucial role in your journey of self-realization. The ninth sign from your parallel self is a sudden shift in your perceptions or beliefs. You might find yourself questioning long-held assumptions, seeing familiar situations in a completely new life, or feeling drawn to ideas and concepts that you previously dismissed. These shifts are not mere changes of mind, but rather alignments with the expanded consciousness of your parallel selves. Remember, my dear listeners, that your parallel selves have lived different lives, made different choices, and gained different perspectives. When they reach out to you, they bring with them the wisdom of their experiences. They are offering you the opportunity to expand your own consciousness, to see beyond the limitations of your current reality. Embrace these shifts in perception. Allow yourself to question, to explore, to see the world through new eyes. Your parallel selves are showing you that reality is far more flexible, far more malleable than you might have believed. They are inviting you to step into a broader understanding of yourself and the universe. The 10th and final sign that your parallel self is sending you a message comes through your own inner voice, your intuition. This is that quiet whisper within you that knows, that understands, that guides you towards your highest good. Your intuition is the direct line of communication between you and your parallel selves, the channel through which their wisdom flows most clearly. When you feel a strong gut feeling, an inexplicable knowing, or a persistent inner urging, pay attention. This is not just your own mind speaking, but the collective wisdom of all your parallel selves distilled into a single powerful message. Your intuition is your most direct connection to the infinite possibilities of your being. Trust in this inner voice, my friends. Cultivate it, strengthen it, learn to distinguish it from the chatter of your everyday thoughts. Your parallel selves are constantly sending you guidance through this channel, offering you the benefit of their collective experiences and insights. Now, my dear listeners, as we delve deeper into this concept of communication from our parallel selves, let us consider how we can more actively engage with these messages, how we can strengthen the connection between our current self and our infinite parallel selves. The first step in this process is awareness. Begin to cultivate a state of heightened awareness in your daily life. Pay attention to the details around you, to the subtle shifts in your emotions, to the seemingly random thoughts that flip through your mind. Each of these could be a message from a parallel self, a piece of the cosmic puzzle that is your existence. As you move through your day, hold the intention of being open to these messages. Set the expectation that your parallel selves will communicate with you, and watch as the signs begin to multiply. Remember, what you focus on expands. By directing your attention towards these signs, you are effectively opening more channels of communication between realities. The next step is interpretation. As you become more aware of the signs around you, begin to develop your own personal system of meaning. Perhaps certain numbers hold special significance for you, or specific animals carry particular messages. Trust in your own intuition to guide you in understanding these signs. Remember, my friends, that the language of the universe, the language of your parallel selves, is deeply personal. While there may be universal symbols and meanings, the most powerful interpretations will come from your own inner knowing. Trust in your ability to understand these messages, for you are, after all, communicating with yourself. As you interpret these signs, look for patterns and connections. Your parallel selves are not sending random, disconnected messages, but rather a coherent stream of guidance and wisdom. One sign may build upon another, creating a more complete picture of the path you are meant to follow. The third step in engaging with your parallel selves is action. It is not enough to simply receive and interpret their messages. You must act upon them, integrate them into your life, allow them to guide your choices and behaviors. This is how you honor the connection with your parallel selves, how you show your readiness to receive more guidance. When you receive a sign or message, ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? What action can I take based on this guidance? Perhaps a recurring number sequence is urging you to be more patient, or a dream is encouraging you to pursue a long, forgotten passion. Whatever the message, find a way to embody it in your daily life. As you take action based on these messages, you will find that the communication becomes clearer, more frequent, more profound. You are showing your parallel selves that you are ready and willing to receive their guidance, that you are an active participant in this cosmic dance of self-realization. The fourth step in this process is gratitude. Express thankfulness for each sign, each message, each moment of connection with your parallel selves. Gratitude is a powerful force that opens you up to receive more abundance, more guidance, more love from the universe, and from all aspects of yourself. When you notice a sign from your parallel self, pause for a moment and silently say thank you. Acknowledge the effort it takes to send these messages across the boundaries of reality. Appreciate the love and support that your parallel selves are constantly offering you. This attitude of gratitude will not only strengthen your connection with your parallel selves, but will also shift your overall vibration to one of positivity and receptivity. You will find yourself noticing more signs, receiving clearer messages, and feeling a deeper sense of connection with all aspects of yourself. The fifth step is to share your experiences with others. As you become more attuned to the messages from your parallel selves, share your insights and experiences with those around you. This serves multiple purposes. First, it helps to reinforce your own beliefs and experiences. By articulating them to others, you are affirming their reality for yourself. Secondly, sharing your experiences can help to awaken others to the possibility of communication with their own parallel selves. You become a messenger yourself, a bridge between realities not just for yourself, but for others as well. In doing so, you contribute to the expansion of collective consciousness, helping to create a world more open to the infinite possibilities of existence. Lastly, by sharing your experiences, you open yourself up to learning from others. You may find that others have had similar experiences or have different interpretations of signs that you've received. This exchange of ideas and experiences can further enrich your understanding and deepen your connection with your parallel selves. The sixth step in this process is to actively seek communication with your parallel selves. While many of the signs we've discussed may seem to come unbidden, you can also take a more proactive approach in establishing this connection. One powerful way to do this is through meditation. Set aside time each day to sit in quiet contemplation. As you settle into a state of calm awareness, set the intention to connect with your parallel selves. Visualize yourself surrounded by infinite versions of you, each living out a different possibility of your life. Feel the energy that connects all these selves, the common thread of consciousness that runs through each version of you. As you hold this visualization, open yourself to receiving messages from these parallel selves. You might receive these as thoughts, images, feelings, or sensations. Trust whatever comes through, no matter how subtle or seemingly insignificant. With practice, this form of active communication will become stronger and clearer. The seventh step is to journal your experiences. Keep a record of the signs you receive, the messages you interpret, and the actions you take based on this guidance. This journal serves multiple purposes. It helps you to recognize patterns over time, to see the thread of guidance that your parallel selves are weaving through your life. Additionally, the act of writing itself can be a form of communication with your parallel selves. As you put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, allow yourself to write freely without censorship or judgment. You may find that insights and messages flow through you onto the page, your hand becoming a conduit for the wisdom of your parallel selves. Reviewing your journal regularly can also help to strengthen your faith in this process. As you look back over your entries, you'll likely see how the guidance you've received has positively influenced your life. How the actions you've taken based on these messages have led you towards your desires and goals. The eighth step in engaging with your parallel selves is to practice lucid dreaming. As we discussed earlier, dreams are a powerful way for your parallel selves to communicate with you. By developing the ability to communicate by developing the ability to become conscious within your dreams, you can more actively engage with these messages and even potentially communicate directly with your parallel selves. There are various techniques you can use to induce lucid dreams, such as reality checks throughout the day, setting strong intentions before sleep, and keeping a dream journal. As you become more proficient at lucid dreaming, set the intention to meet and communicate with your parallel selves within the dreamscape. In these lucid dream encounters, you may receive direct guidance, experience alternative realities, or gain insights into your own infinite potential. The dream world is a place where the boundaries between realities are more fluid, making it an ideal environment for this type of communication. The ninth step is to pay attention to your energy levels and physical sensations throughout the day. Your parallel selves often communicate through your body, sending you messages in the form of energy surges, tingling sensations, or sudden changes in your physical state. Start to map these physical sensations to different types of messages or guidance. Perhaps a tingling in your hands indicates that you're on the right path, or a warmth in your heart chakra signifies a message of love and support from a parallel self. By becoming more attuned to these physical signs, you create another channel of communication with your parallel selves. The 10th and final step in this process is to live as if you are in constant communication with your parallel selves. Embody the wisdom they share with you. Make choices as if you have access to infinite knowledge and experience, because in truth, you do. Your parallel selves are not separate from you. They are you, experiencing different aspects of your infinite potential. By living in alignment with their guidance, you are stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. As you practice these steps, you will find that the boundaries between you and your parallel selves begin to blur. You'll start to feel a sense of expansion, of limitless possibility. The challenges in your life will begin to seem less daunting, for you'll know that there are versions of you who have already overcome them, who are sending you their strength and wisdom. Remember, my dear friends, that this communication with your parallel selves is not about escaping your current reality or wishing for a different life. It is about enriching your present experience, about tapping into the vast reservoir of wisdom and potential that exists within you. It is about recognizing that you are far more than this single expression of self, that you are in fact infinite. As you open yourself to these messages from your parallel selves, you may find that your perception of time begins to shift. Past, present and future may start to feel less linear, more interconnected. This is because your parallel selves exist across all possibilities, all timelines. In communicating with them, you are tapping into the eternal now, the place where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Embrace this expanded perception of reality. Allow it to free you from limiting beliefs about what is possible in your life. Your parallel selves are showing you that anything you can imagine, anything you can dream is not only possible, but is already happening in some version of reality. Your task is simply to align with that version, to bring that possibility into your current experience. As we conclude this exploration of the science that your parallel self is trying to send you a message, I urge you to remain open, vigilant, and receptive. The universe and all versions of you within it is constantly communicating with you, guiding you towards your highest expression of self. Trust in this process, trust in yourself, trust in the infinite wisdom that is your birthright. Go forth, my friends, with the knowledge that you are never alone, that you are supported by countless versions of yourself across infinite realities. Listen for their whispers, watch for their signs, feel their presence in every moment. And as you do, know that you are awakening to the true magnitude of your being, to the limitless potential that is you.